So hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the new update and not a lot of interesting stuff dropping, so mostly just, we have um new band cards that we can play, but yeah, none of these are particularly like useful in the same way I guess something like Hulk or Day are, so doesn't really change that much in my opinion. Then we have secret pack update. We have one new secret pack, and then they added support to some old secret packs. And aside from that, we're going to just go over all of the new cards in the selection. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. So let's see. Perpetual Knights. Newly added cards. Okay, we have Clockwork Knight. Not to be confused with Clockwork Knight, I suppose. Let's see. One non-link machine monster with 1,000 or less original attack. I'm sure that's not too hard to just do. Also, this is a link one. Eh. Not sure how I feel about this one, but alright. If this card is link summoned, you can send one face up continuous spell you control to the graveyard. Add one Clockwork Knight from your deck to your hand. Of course this would tie into Clockwork Knight. Why wouldn't it? We do love our puns over here, I suppose. Alright. You do need some continuous spell though to do this. I'm pretty sure that's not too difficult. There are several archetypes where you would just randomly have a face of continuous spell that you can just send. So one of these would be Fire King, I guess, for example. The continuous spell in the back row is not really necessary, and unless you want to make the rank 8, and it's not specifically that rank 8, I believe. The continuous spell in question, it specifically, I believe, summons a rank 8 fire monster or something, but or is it generically rank 8? I don't think it was a generic rank 8, but it does require you to use specifically like 2 level 8 Fire Kings or something. Something freaky like that. Anyway, you can add Clockwork Knight from your deck to your hand. You can target one machine monster with 1,000 or less attack in your graveyard. If you one machine monster, except this card, and if you do special summon that target monster in defense position. So the interesting thing about that second effect is that that's not technically just, well, assuming we use the first effect, the second effect, you're not tributing a machine monster because like all of your monsters will be machine monsters, so it's essentially any monster with 1,000 or less attack. And if we pair this with like a Reproducus, we could kind of just achieve Clockwork Knight's effect. And actually, this is very useful against Fiendsmith now that I think about it, because they require all of their monsters to be fiends. So this is potentially game changing, depending if this finds a home. So I'm thinking we have like, maybe let's assume we're playing Fire King, and we're going to make like Reproducus, summon something into the Reproducus zone. We'll turn that into a machine, and we're just going to assume it has 1,000 or less original attack. And then we're going to oh, interesting, that's original, but all right. We'll go ahead and link that off, and then we'll be able to send the Fire King continuous spell that we don't need. Then we'll be able to not special summon anything necessarily, because we don't have anything in the graveyard that will be a machine, I don't think. I don't think there's anything generically useful that we could really summon off of this. In terms of like the Orcus cards, for example, there is not a single Orcus with this little attack, I believe, except for, no wait, there is one. The level 7 one, I believe. All of the ones you can actually normal summon have higher than 1,000 attack, which is why you cannot link them off for Almirage. But yeah. Well, all of the relevant ones, I guess. There's one you can link off for, like, well, in terms of starters, right? Actually, yeah. There is one you should be able to link off for Link Revo. Anyway, getting distracted here, sidetracked. Special summon a target monster in defense position. So, in this case, this machine monster, we could, if we're using this card more properly, we can special summon a guy, or normal summon, whatever, link off for Clockwork Knight, and then summon it again. and then trigger it again, maybe? That feels like maybe abusable. Alright. Ooh, new rank 3. Matter Reactor Exaguard. Detach one material from this card, either special summon a Matter Reactor monster from your deck, or add one Matter Reactor spell trap from your deck to your hand. So that this is just, like, if this is a one-card combo, well, off of just, like, summoning Matter Reactor, if this is combo, then this is just something we can do with, like, Punk and Terratop engines, which, I don't know how I feel about that, but, 3 engines to make us all day. We have those, like, a lot of those. Alright. If your opponent normally special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can add up to 2 materials from this card to your hand, including a Matter Reactor card. Then, if a normal monster is in your graveyard, you can return 1 card on the field to the hand. Wait, what? More normal monster support. Maybe something you would play with Primate then? If your opponent normal or special summons a monster at any timing, add up to 2 materials from this card to your hand, including a Matter Reactor card. So if you didn't use a Matter Reactor card, or you don't have one attached, this wouldn't trigger. But if we made this with Ash Blossom Joyous Ring, you're telling me I could add Ash Blossom to my hand with this effect? Huh. Weird. I don't know why we would have, like, a Matter Reactor card plus Ash Blossom Joyous Ring attached to this card, but I mean, if we did, right? Crystron Ella Skeletus. All monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack/defense. Okay. I don't know if that really matters or not. Well, we'll see, I guess. You can only use each of the following effects of Crystron Ella Skeletus once per turn. Okay. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add 1 Crystron card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. So this isn't really searching, it's more recycling. And if this were ultra rare, I'm pretty sure typically that means it's pretty relevant. So there must be something with no hard ones per turn, or something that you need per combo, I guess. If this Synchro Summon card is destroyed by Val or card effect, doesn't specify player, so you can probably destroy this card by yourself. Okay, special summon a crystal monster from your graveyard or banishment. Once again, this is kind of a recycling effect. So, kind of weird. So this can special summon probably an extra deck Crystron. This can't add, well, you wouldn't really want to add back a Crystron extra deck monster, I don't think, with this effect. So that's weird. And then we have Alba System Dogmatic Calamity. New support here, I guess, or whatever this is. Fallen of Albaz plus 6 monsters in your graveyard with different names. Freaky. Must first be fusion summoned. So after it's fusion summoned, you can special summon it from the graveyard with, like, a monster reborn. Okay, I guess. Can attack all your opponent's monsters wait. Can attack all your opponent's monsters once each? 4,500 attack? Huh. Well, that's weird. Alright, cannot declare an attack unless you send 1 card from your extra deck to the graveyard. Oh. So, if I attack, like, 3 times, I can send 3 cards to the graveyard from my extra deck? I mean, that's pretty useful, I guess, but this does require a battle phase, which sucks. And the summoning condition already looks kind of horrifying, requiring 7 monsters total. Okay then, once per turn, soft once per turn, noticeably. And we gotta keep in mind this first line of text, actually. Weird. Alright. Soft once per turn if you control this fusion summon card. Oh, so it's soft once per turn, but you would have to properly summon this multiple times. Well, that's messed up, I guess. And you have 6 or more fusion monsters in your graveyard with different names that mention Fall of Albaz as material. You can send all cards in each player's extra deck to the graveyard. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's soft once per turn, because... Well, actually, wait, does it? Maybe if there's a loop, but for the most part, you shouldn't be getting all of the cards in each player's extra deck back after being sent by this, I don't think. Sosei Ryuge Mitzvah. Hmm. During your main phase, you can add one non-pendulum Ryuge card from your deck to your hand, then destroy this card. This reminds me of the Ignite card that, well, all of them, basically, all the Ignite pendulums kind of do this. Hmm. This is mandatory to destroy. Okay. Must be special summoned by its own effect. You can only special summon Sosei Ryuga Mitzvahs once per turn. Wait, you can special summon multiple at the same time. Is that what that S is there for? Okay. If a monster on the field is destroyed. Wait, looking at this again, isn't this a ritual? Wow, that's freaky. Anyway, if a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your extra deck, you contribute a level 10 Ryuge monster, and if you do special summon this card, this is treated as a ritual summon, so it's properly summoned. So then you would be able to pend it after. Would destroy up to 2 cards you control. Wait, it must be special summoned by its own effect. Wait, what? That means you can't properly ritual summon this. This is. Oh god. Think about the rulings on pend rituals. Yeah, I don't want to right now. Alright. Destroy up to 2 cards you control. And if you do, place up to that many Ryuge continuous spells from your deck face up on your field. Ah, man. All I can think of is if this is a scale, that means there's at least one other pendulum card. And then all this ties in somehow. That's a lot of text. That's all I'm thinking about right now. So you apply this effect after special summoning. So that's like how the Endymion card kind of functions. Cool, I guess. Similar-ish. Mimighoul Master. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while your opponent controls any face-down monsters, or you control a Mimighoul monster other than Mimighoul Master. Oh, that's some flip ruling right there. If I recall correctly, if your monsters are flipped face down, like, even if it was once public knowledge, it is not considered public knowledge anymore. So let's say I control, in this case, maybe it's a specific archetypal monster that I have something like a Share Noise Swallow Slash for. I'm pretty sure I can't attribute that, but if it has like a typing, like fire or zombie, I guess, then I'd be able to attribute it for whatever effect. So yeah, I mean, think about that. Not really fun, but all right. But we'll see whenever we get the full context with this stuff. This card is normal or special summon. You can add one Mimighoul monster from your deck to your hand, except for Mimighoul Master. This doesn't trigger on flip summon. Not that it would literally. I don't think it would matter. Like ever. Flip summon or flipping. Flip summon kind of sucks actually. Hanzo doesn't trigger if you attack into it. If it's face down. Yeah, this is hurting me a little bit. Alright. During your opponent's main phase, you can change one face down monster on the field to face up, attack, or defense position. So interestingly enough, I believe there is a trap that special summons like maybe face down monsters or flip monsters or something to specifically your opponent's field. So if it was a mandatory trigger, you could kind of utilize Mimighoul Master with that. Interestingly enough. Hard once per turn though. Alright. Crystron Tristeros. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon one Crystron monster from your deck. Except for Crystron Tristeros, then immediately after this effect, there's also synchro summon a machine synchro monster. Using monsters you control, including that monster. You can wait. Then immediately after this synchro summon using monsters you control, including that monster, but not this one. So you don't have to use Tristeros technically for your synchro summon. Weird. That's not usually how this works, but okay, I guess. You can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy a synchro monster you control, and if you do special summon 2 crystron monsters from your deck, also you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for machine monsters. You know what else is a machine? Orchest. But these are not darks, so no synergy there. Not really. But if this is destroyed, special summon crystron monster from your graveyard or banishment, so that's to synergize with that, I guess. Mimighoul Maker. Reveal 2 flip monsters with different names from your deck. Oh, that's any flip monster. Your opponent randomly picks one for you, special summon to their field and face down defense position, and add the other to your hand. Then you can special summon a mimighoul monster from your hand. Freaky. Okay. If your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face down monster your opponent controls, change it to face up, attack, or defense position. This can give your opponent an annoying flip monster, like what we'll say, for example, a Cyberjar or something. And then you can forcibly flip it face up. But I think specifically Cyberjar might not be good. So something like, what's his face? The draw 5 guy, the Morphing Jar, I think. That seems like a decent one to kind of force. But this does require your opponent to take an action. So if you specifically give your opponent that, well, you could use King or Mimighoul Master here. Well, this guy has that King vibe, but this is, wait, during your opponent's main phase? No, they get to do an action. This isn't just during their turn. Doesn't quite work, I guess. Well, whatever. Yugioh Rising. Add any Yugioh monster from your deck to your hand, then you can add one Yugioh Pendulum monster from your hand to your face-up extra deck. What? So far, these look like 2-card combos already, so you need to hard open what I'm presumably right now is just an unsearchable card. Like, okay. And then hard open another unsearchable card. Well, as far as I can tell right now, because I haven't seen like how you would get these cards into your hand. Not feeling great so far, but alright. During your main phase, if you control a Yugioh Pendulum monster card, you can banish this card and one Yugioh monster from your graveyard, special summon a Yugioh monster with the same original type as the banished monster from your deck. Okay, this does a lot, but there's also a lot of card text, so I'm just like feeling a little bit lost. This is a quick effect as well. These act as continuous, right? So we can't go like chain 1 Mitzvah, chain 2 the Rising, right? Yeah. Materiactor Meltdown. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 6 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add one excavate Materiactor card to your hand. Also place the rest on top of the deck in any order, then you can add one card attached to a rank 3 XYZ monster you control to the hand. Why is that useful? You can only use this effect of Materiactor Meltdown once per turn. If your XYZ monster activates its effect, you can attach the top card of your deck to one Materiactor XYZ monster you control. Oh, you're controlling the order, so you can literally put an Ash Blossom Joy Spring onto your guy and then add it to hand this way. Oh. So I was on the right track, okay. Crystron Inclusion. When this card is activated, you can add one Crystron card from your deck to your hand, except for Inclusion. The first time each Crystron monster you control would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed, so we have some protection going on, nice. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a Crystron monster in your graveyard, special summon it. That effect's also useful, huh? And you can add this back, actually, with this effect, right? From graveyard or banishment, yep. There's the synergy. They don't really print like useless text on cards. Well, I mean, they kind of do, but not that one. The effect felt a little too specific. You can only use this once per turn and only activate one per turn. So that effect essentially just gets you follow-up, as far as I can tell. Giant Mimighoul. 2 level 1 monsters generic to make. Your non-XYZ Mimighoul monsters can attack directly while your opponent controls a face-down monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Giant Mimighoul once per turn. If this card is XYZ summon, add a Mimighoul card from your deck to your hand. You can detach 1 material from this card that target face-up cards in the field up to the number of face-down monsters your opponent controls. Destroy them, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. Is this a quick effect? No. But if there's some synergy, then I'm going to assume there is synergy between the Mimighoul cards. You're just basically flooding, I guess, your opponent's you're flooding their monster zones so they can't summon things, probably, and you're attacking them for game, I guess. So far, that's what the strategy seems to be. Alright, and it's also a flip deck, I guess. Now, this one actually requires Mimighoul monsters. Okay, Mimighoul Throne. You can detach 1 material from this card. Special summon a Mimighoul Master from your hand, deck, or graveyard. That's pretty good because Mimighoul Master searches as well. During the main phase, quick effect. Wait, go back a second. Does this search a Mimighoul card? Oh yeah, a Mimighoul card. So that's a way to search Maker, and technically this can also search you a Mimighoul monster. So if we could make 2 rank 1s, that's presumably combo, depending on what you can do with those 2 cards. But okay. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target face-up cards on the field up to the number of face-down monsters your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, 1,000 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. This doesn't actually pop back row unless it's continuous, so that's weird. And then this one, you return cards from the field to the hand up to the number of materials this card had. Interesting. And then you can target a Mimighoul Master you control, equip this card to it as an equip spell that gives it 1,000 attack. And this is a quick effect to return cards. Non-targeting. Not sure how I feel about that. And alright. Let's keep going. Mimighoul Dragon. Flip effect. If it is specifically the main phase where this gets flipped, that's weird. But okay. Destroy all face-up monsters you control except for Mimighoul monsters. Not particularly useful, huh? Give control of this card to your opponent. Oh, wait a second. That's seeming a little freaky now. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in face-down defense position. Ah. Okay. So if we give control of this card to our opponent here, and then they flip it face up, they're fine, right? If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Mimighoul spell trap from your deck to your hand. Oh wait, that effect's like pretty insane actually. Wait, this card's insane actually. Wait, what? Is that does start a chain though, which kinda sucks, just moderately a little bit. But there's no lock or restriction on this, and it actually gives you a card back. For really dumb FTKs, I can see this actually being useful, and this is actually searchable too, because of this and this. And then you also have technically this, which allows you to potentially special summon it from your hand, which might be useful. Well, actually, this reveals 2 flip monsters, so you can definitely put something on your opponent's field with that. I'm not sure I'm liking Mimighoul right now. Alright. It is the main phase. Apply these effects in sequence. Your opponent draws 1 card. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Give control of this card to your opponent. So if you flip this over, you're going like -2. And also your opponent gets some monsters, so like generously we'll say you go like what might feel to be -3. And this has the same kind of summoning effect. This card is normal and special summon. You change 1 face down monster on the field to face up attack or defense position. Only on normal or special summon though. Okay. Does this destroy face downs? It does not. Oh, that's some like moderately interesting synergy. Hmm. All right. Kuru Ruge Kaiva. Dinosaur. Weird. Are these different types as well? Fiend, dragon. Yep. Are these all Earth? I guess they are. This one too. You can shuffle this card from your hand into the deck, add a Ruge Realm of Dino Domains from your deck to your hand. So that's probably a field spell, and it's probably good. That's the assumption I'm making now. It's an assumption. It might not be good, and this might be a completely garbage archetype, but we'll see. During the main phase, if 2 or more cards were destroyed this turn, quick effect, you and special, summon this card from your hand. Hmm. Pendulum monster only destroys itself, so that would only be 1 card. But if you activate the other effect, that would destroy 2, I guess. You can place 1 Ryuge Realm domains you control on the bottom of the deck, then target other cards on the field up to the number of different monster types on the field. Destroy them. Wait, what? This is just really confusing. It's hard without seeing the full picture, I guess, for this one. I can't really tell where this is going. But... well, it does target. It says up to the number, so you can destroy anywhere from 1 to I don't know how many different types. But we'll just assume like a decent amount, maybe. Like 3, 4 seems realistic enough. Hero Ruge Emva. Discard this, add 1 Ruge Realm Sea Spires. Okay, I'm starting to hate this. Alright. Does this have multiple like continuous spells or something and not field spells? Or is it multiple field spells? Please don't be multiple field spells. Alright. During your main phase, if 2 or more monsters were sent from the hand and or deck to the graveyard this turn, except for Kararuge Emba, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Also, this is level 10, so it's good for making Vargas, I guess. You can place 1 Ryuge Realm Sea Spires you control on the bottom of the deck, vanish your opponent's entire hand, and if you do, they draw the same number of cards. What? Huh. Not sure how I feel about this, honestly. Ruge Hakva. You vanish this card from your hand, add a Warm Winds from your deck to your hand. So the last one, discard. This one, shuffle. Okay. If a monster is banished face up, this card is already banished, and there are now at least 2 other banished monsters that are not this card. Special summon it. You can place 1 Ruge Realm Warm Winds you control on the bottom of the deck. Add 1 Ruge card from your deck, graveyard, or banishment to your hand except for Genra Ruge Hakva. What? So far they seem to just cycle a little bit, maybe? Alright. Mimighoul Slime. During your main phase, special summon this card to your opponent's field in face-down defense position, or if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card face up on your field. That is a little bit different. They don't all have that effect, right? Wait, what if my opponent has a full field? Does that mean my deck doesn't work anymore? Oh god, I think that is what that means. Oh, yuck. But okay. We're definitely winning the coin flip, I guess. Alright. Let's see. Give control of this card to your opponent. Your opponent can special summon a mimighoul monster from their deck to their field. And some of these trigger things, right? Really? Like a master, we could summon a master, which adds what? Mimighoul monster? Not sure if that's useful. Well, whatever, I guess. Yep. If this is the mirror, though, it'd be funny if your opponent summoned something because you flip slime. Alright. Crystron Sulfador. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you attack your one Crystron card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for machine monsters. If this card is normal or special summon, you send up to 2 Crystron cards with different names from your deck to the graveyard. So, pairing that with the effect of that one synchro, this is technically a roundabout way that you would perform a search, which is interesting because this technically plays around like Roll and Lockbird because we're not adding a card directly. If we send it to the graveyard, then add to the hand. I mean, that's kind of like adding a card from the deck, but technically not. So Droll is not like activatable. Alright. Here is the other scale, big scale. And Ryuge lock on this. Is there a Ryuge lock on the other one? No. So you could use this scale as a low scale. I mean, I don't think you really need to, but there you go. You can negate your opponent's card or effect activate in response to the activation of your Ruge spell card or effect, then destroy this card. So this can be used to negate like an Ash Blossom or something, I guess. Cool. But that requires your opponent to actually activate something, which is weird. You attribute one Ryuge monster for your hand or field except for Tensei Ryuge on a special zone this card from your hand. This card is special zone, you attack one card on the field, destroy it. This card is destroyed, you can place one Ryuge continuous spell trap from your deck, graveyard, or banishment face up on your field. So if we tribute a Ryuge, that should count as a Ryuge going from our hand to the graveyard, I think. And then this gets destroyed by its own effect. And even if we don't do that, we can destroy one of our opponent's cards, which is interesting, like, enough, I guess. And we place any Ryuge spell trap from anywhere. So the recycling is pretty hard on this one. Okay. Mimighoul Dungeon. Field spell. Alright. Mimighoul monsters you control that were not normal or special summon this turn gain attack equal to their original defense. So that's specifically if they're flip summoned, I guess. Any player who controls a face down monster cannot normal summon monsters nor declare an attack with monsters that were special summoned this turn. Wait, what? Okay, I guess you just can't normal summon anymore. Potentially. Well, actually, I think it might be possible for you to just special summon a guy to your opponent's field on their turn. I think that's not like too difficult to do. A face down one, right? Yeah. During your main phase, you can add one mimighoul monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Oh, this card's pretty damn good then. Because it not only recycles, but it's every single turn that you can do this. Ryuge Warzone. So there is a field spell, but yeah, none of the things it listed are field spells probably then. This clogs up all your back row zones though, I think, to an extent, right? Does it? Does it not? Maybe it doesn't actually. When this card is activated, take a dinosaur, sea serpent, and one more monster from your deck. Add one to your hand, banish one, and send one to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon except for those types. If you have Sosei Ryuge Mitzvah in your extra deck, face up, you can special summon 3 Ryuge monsters with different types, one each from your deck, graveyard, and banishment. Wow, this is all incredibly freaky. I mean, that's like the best card in the deck. And Ryuge War Zone, is this searchable off of this? I mean, that is a non-pendulum Ryuge. I guess. Like, okay. Materiactor Critical. When a spell trap card or monster effect is activated, add one of your materials from a reactor XYZ monster you control to your hand. If you do negate the activation, then apply the following effect based on the card type added. Monster, place one card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. Materia Actor XYZ monsters you control gain 1000 attack, trap you instead the added card. Okay. Mimighoul Cerberus. Special summon to your opponent's field in face time defense position. Only slime has a different effect. Weird. Your opponent cannot target face-up spells you control with card effects. Random protection. This could protect, like, a floodgate, like Fissure, for example. Don't know how I feel about that, but okay. Bash the top 3 cards of your deck, then special summon one of your banished monsters to your opponent's field in defense position. But huh? Okay. Weird. Give control of this card to your opponent. Mimighoul Fairy. If it is the main phase, apply these effects in sequence. This turn, you cannot activate the effects of monster special summon from your hand. Cool. Random Floodgate. Give control of this card to your opponent. Wait. This is a lingering Floodgate. Even worse. So, to put this simply, from my understanding, we're going to just assume then you cannot normal summon, and you cannot activate the effects of monster special summon from your hand. Well, that's not fun. Alright then. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in face and defense position. Or if you control a mimighoul monster, you can special summon this card face up on your field. Potential extender, I guess. And they also want you running multiple. So they really want you to floodgate your opponent is what I'm getting out of this so far. Alright, Materiactor Zeptwing. If you control a Materiactor card, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned or flip face up, you can add one Materiactor card from your deck to your hand except for itself. Then you can either add to your hand or special summon one level 3 normal monster from your graveyard. It seems like a engine or something, or something else. And also this is a fire dragon. So this is actually ridiculously searchable. Except it's not because the card that would search this is like limited. The Tempai card, yeah. I mean, wait, this works with Hydra. Oh, that's what that's for. Yugi Realm Dino Domains. Yugi monsters you control gain 300 attack, pendulum, and level 10 are monsters whose original type is dinosaur that you control gain this effect. It's off once per turn, quick effect. When an effect of a monster on the field with less attack than this card is activated, you can place one Ryugi continuous spell you control on the bottom of the deck to negate the activation. Okay. Sea Spires. Same kind of gist as the last card. Place a Ryugi continuous spell you control to the bottom of the deck, then target one card on the field, return it to the hand. This could return like an Ash Blossom Joe Spring on the field to your hand. Well, I mean, if you had one summoned for whatever reason. So far, it looks like everything targets, though. Alright. And then, same type of effect once I can. Actually, wait a second. No, wait. They have other effects, right? This one just had such an irrelevant one. I kind of blocked it out. Ryugi monsters you control gain 300 attack. Ryugi monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Any monster sent from the field to the graveyard during your opponent's turn is banished instead. Oh, it's just Fissure for some reason. Oh, okay. And then we have you can place when Ryugi continuous spell you control on the bottom of the deck and target one face-up monster on the field. Its attack becomes 0. The effect's literally useless. Oh, okay, cool. Mimighoul Fork. Target one face-down monster your opponent controls. Your opponent chooses one of the following effects, and you apply that effect. Change it to face-up attack or defense position. What? Or send it to the graveyard, then its owner draws 2 cards. In this case, the owner refers to, like, the owner of the card, in the sense that, like, if it's a Mimighoul I gave you, that was originally my card and I would be the owner, so this would maybe confuse some people, but which is kind of funny, but alright. You banish this card from your graveyard, add one Mimighoul Fork from your deck to your hand. You can use both effects in the same turn, but you can't, like, just get this a second time. Okay. How does this work if I were to, like, let's say we go chain 1, mimighoul fork, chain 2, DP, popping the face down at targets? Do they have to choose one of these effects, or no, it becomes unresolvable, I think. Then it fizzles. Wow. Forcing me to think boldly. There are quite a few monsters here. Okay. Mimighoul armor. This turn, mimighoul monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Give control of this card to your opponent. That's lingering, also. During your main phase, special summon it if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card face up on the field. So face down to your opponent, face up on yours. It has that effect. Not all of them have this effect though, so that's like weird. Materiactor Exareptor. You can reveal this card in your hand and discard one other card. Add one level 3 normal monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except the discarded card. Then you can special summon this card in defense position. Wait. The level 3 normal monster that you're adding. This could be a Garnet, actually. Because if you want to discard a card, you need to add a card as well, so this doesn't work for so many reasons. It's actually crazy. Like having no target to add back, or no target to add already, means you can't activate the card. So you have to find a way to get it into the graveyard, then activate the effect. Oh, wow, okay. You only use this effective Materiactor Exareptor once per turn. You can discard this card, then target one rank 3 XYZ monster you control against 1,500 attack until the end of this turn. I guess it's because you want this in the graveyard for something. I mean, my brain's just fried already. Prima Materia Reactor. Oh, this is the normal monster they might be wanting you to play. Pent normal. I'm about that. We're not reading this. I just don't care. Alright. XYZ monsters you control gain 100 attack for each XYZ material on the field. So if your opponent had an XYZ monster, that would give you attack. Okay. In target one Materiactor XYZ monster you control, attach this card to it as material, then draw one card. There is a hard once per turn on this, but you could play 2 of these, I guess, right? And then we can detach this actually as well, for effect. Not bad. Mimighoul Charm. Once per chain during the main phase of a Mimighoul monster your opponent controls is flip face up, you can randomly choose one face down card in your opponent's extra deck, and if it is a monster that can be special summon it to your field but cannot activate its effects this turn. If it wasn't, or couldn't be special summoned, banish that card. Only use the effect of Mimighoul Charm twice per turn. Oh wow, that's an effect. It cannot activate its effects this turn, so it can activate their effect, that whatever its effects are, the next turn. But what if we flip that monster down and flip it back face up? Then it wouldn't be able to identify it as that card, maybe. I'm not sure about the ruling on this 100% here. Materiactor Melt Through. When this card is activated, excavate the top 6 cards of your deck, then place them on top of the deck in any order. Once per turn, you can pay 1,500 life points, special summon one Materiactor XYZ monster from your extra deck by using one level 3 normal monster you control as material. This is treated as an XYZ summon. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for XZ monsters. If an XZ monster is XYZ summon, you can attach the top card of your deck to one material XYZ monster you control. And paired with that other card, well, actually, this actually stacks your deck as well. So, interesting. So you can kind of control what you're using as XYZ material a little bit. And because this is kind of a rank 3 deck, could we not play Materiactor Goblin? Not sure how good that is, though. Mimighoul Room, special summon a Mimighoul monster from your hand or deck to your field or in face-down defense position to your opponent's field, then you can change one face-up monster on the field to face-down defense position. Oh, that's a floodgate right there. when we pair it with that other effect. The field spell, I believe it was? Or was it something else? My brain's like seriously fried here. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target any number of mimighoul cards you control, return them to the hand. Oh wow. Alright. You can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. That doesn't really matter. Ryugate Rivalry. Central summon a Ryugate monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, but return it to the hand during that phase. From anywhere, okay. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a Ryugate continuous spell in your banishment, graveyard, or field, place it on the bottom of the deck, then draw one card. That's probably beneficial, honestly. Crystron Cluster. Crystron cards you control cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects. Why does this matter? It's confusing. Continuous trap. You target one face-up card on the field, or you target two if you control a Crystron Synchro monster. Shuffle one Crystron card from your graveyard or banishment into the deck, except for Crystron Cluster, and if you do, destroy the targeted card or cards. So it's a pop that recycles, and then this would allow you to keep bringing out your Crystron Synchros, I assume. Okay. Ryugate End. Your opponent cannot target Ryugate monsters you control with card effects. Alright. But you do have to set or no shuffle back continuous spells, and you only have so many zones. Not 100% sure how this works. Alright. If a Ryugate Pendulum monster is in your field and or face of extra deck, you can shuffle two Ryugate monsters from your hand, graveyard, and or banishment into the main deck, then target one monster on the field and destroy it. Okay, if this card is destroyed, you can set one non-continuous Ryugate trap from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. So that sets rivalry. Alright, I guess. And then, what was the other fact? Shuffle, then target one monster on the field. So destroy a monster is the fact here. So Ryugate monsters, essentially, with maximum protection, you cannot destroy them by battle, and you cannot target them with card effects. But you can still affect their back row, I guess, so that's something. Depending on how far you get, because there's like a negate somewhere, right? What type of negate was this again? When an effect of a monster on the field. So if I were to activate Elblick, you can't do anything, but you know, this is similar to, I guess, the Memento continuous trap negate, so that's something. Well, I guess that was just all the new cards. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, I guess, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.